Welcome back to the channel Numisma Hub Coin Enthusiasts. Today we're diving into the fascinating world of the 1971 United States $1 coin, the Eisenhower dollar. At first glance, it may look like an ordinary coin, but some rare versions are worth thousands, even hundreds of thousands of dollars in today's market. Stay tuned, because this could be the coin that makes you rich overnight. Top 5 first up. The 1971 Eisenhower dollar was the first $1 coin issued by the U.S. Mint since the peace dollar in 1935. It was created to honor President Dwight D. Eisenhower and also to commemorate the Apollo 11 moon landing, making it historically significant. Most 1971 Eisenhower dollars are made of copper nickel and were not intended to be collectible. However, certain versions, especially the silver-clad coin struck in San Francisco, are extremely desirable to collectors. But that's not where the real money lies. The coin was minted in 3 primary locations: Philadelphia, no mint mark; Denver, D mint mark; and San Francisco, S mint mark. The Philadelphia 1971 dollar is the most common, but condition and special errors can make it incredibly valuable. Now here's where it gets exciting. If your $1,971 coin has no mint mark and looks slightly different in weight or luster, you might be holding a rare error coin or an experimental planchet strike. These are worth hundreds, even thousands of dollars. Collectors go absolutely crazy for high-grade 1971 Eisenhower dollars, certified by grading companies like PeaceGS or NGC. A regular 1971 Ike in your change might be worth $1, but a perfect grade MS 67 or above, that could be worth $3,000 to $8,000, depending on the condition. Let's not forget the holy grail of 1971 Eisenhower dollars, the prototype or trial strike coins. These rare few were made from leftover silver planchets or with different dyes. One such prototype sold for $264,000 at auction. Yes, you heard that right. Some rare 1971 silver-proof dollars, struck with a mirror-like finish, can fetch upwards of $10,000 if graded PR70D cameo, the highest possible grade in proof coin collecting. Errors are where collectors go wild. Double dies, off-center strikes, and transitional errors, such as coins struck on leftover 40% silver blanks, can fetch anywhere from $500 to $5,000 based on rarity and demand. The weight of the coin can also be a giveaway. Standard copper-nickel-clad coins weigh 22.68 grams, while the rare silver versions weigh 24.59 grams. Always weigh your $1,971. A few extra grams could mean a few extra $1,000. But don't just go by weight, check for the edge. Silver coins will have a clean, smooth edge with a consistent color. Copper-nickel coins show a distinct copper stripe on the edge. That tiny detail can mean a massive difference in value. Grading is everything. A 1971 Eisenhower dollar in poor condition may only be worth face value, but in mint state, especially MS 66 or higher, the value increases drastically. Only a small number of these coins survive in such pristine condition. The San Francisco Mint also produced 40% silver uncirculated and proof versions. These coins were sold directly to collectors in special government-issued packaging. Still-sealed versions can be worth hundreds if untouched and properly stored. Collectors are willing to pay a premium for coins with unique characteristics, like frosted details, ultra-deep mirrors, or strong strikes. The 1971 Eisenhower dollar offers all those possibilities if you look closely. Did you know that some of these coins were mistakenly struck on planchets meant for other coins, like the Susan B. Anthony dollar or even foreign currency? These mint errors are extremely rare and can bring $10,000 or more at auction. One collector struck gold when they found a 1971 Eisenhower dollar with a dramatic double-die reverse. The lettering and images appeared twice on the same side of the coin. That rare piece sold for over $12,000 in a bidding war. Be aware of fakes. With so much value at stake, counterfeiters often try to replicate rare versions. Always have your coin authenticated by a professional grading service before trying to sell it. So where can you sell such coins? Auction houses like Heritage Auctions and Stacksbowers are great options. Even eBay has become a hotspot for rare coin sales, but only for certified and authenticated coins. If you find a $1,971 coin that seems unique, whether by weight, mint mark, shine, or error, don't dismiss it. You could be holding something worth thousands and potentially life-changing money. The demand for high-quality 1971 Eisenhower dollars is only increasing. With more collectors entering the hobby and fewer high-grade coins available, prices continue to climb each year. This is your chance to cash in on that forgotten coin lying in your drawer. So, don't overlook your change. The 1971 Eisenhower dollar may just be your ticket to overnight riches. Get your coin checked, get it graded, and you might be the next lucky collector to strike it big with just one single dollar. Next up today, we're diving into one of the most fascinating coins of the 20th century, the 1972 Eisenhower $1 coin. This is not just any coin you might stumble across in your change. This dollar has the potential to be worth big money in today's market, with certain varieties selling for thousands of dollars and making collectors rich overnight. The Eisenhower dollar series began in 1971, issued to honor both President Dwight D. Eisenhower and the first moon landing of 1969. This coin carries powerful symbolism for the United States. Eisenhower, a World War II hero and two-term president, and the Apollo 11 landing that changed human history forever. The 1972 issue is one of the most collectible in the entire series. Now, what makes the 1972 so special is that it wasn't just struck in regular circulation clad composition. This particular coin was produced at the San Francisco Mint and issued in both silver-clad and proof versions. Collectors immediately noticed the beauty and quality of these coins, and today, they are among the most desirable dollars ever made. The San Francisco Mint produced a 40% silver version of the 1972 Eisenhower dollar. These were specially made for collectors and not intended for general circulation. If you find one in pristine condition, it could be worth a fortune compared to its original $1 face value. That's why knowing how to spot a 1972 silver dollar is so important. The obverse of the coin features a portrait of President Dwight D. Eisenhower, designed by Chief Engraver Frank Gasparo. The detail in Eisenhower's face and the word Liberty above stand out beautifully when the coin is preserved in proof condition. Below the portrait is the year 1972, making it instantly recognizable. The reverse design is perhaps even more iconic. It features an eagle landing on the moon with an olive branch, adapted from the Apollo 11 mission patch. This design connects America's space achievements with its monetary history, making it one of the most patriotic designs in modern U.S. coinage. In terms of mintage, the 1972 Eisenhower dollar was struck in relatively smaller numbers compared to the millions of clad circulation strikes from Philadelphia and Denver. The San Francisco Mint produced around 2.2 million silver uncirculated versions and about 1.8 million silver proofs. While this may seem like a lot, in the coin collecting world, that number is quite low, especially when searching for flawless gems. One of the biggest reasons the 1972 Eisenhower is so valuable today is condition. Coins graded by professional services, like PGS or NGC at the highest levels, can bring staggering prices. A perfect proof, 70 example can easily sell for thousands of dollars in auctions, turning an ordinary-looking coin into a life-changing discovery. The most common versions of the 1972 dollar are worth between $15 and $40 if they're silver and in average condition. But if you've got a coin in a pristine, mirror-like proof condition, you could be holding something worth hundreds or even thousands, depending on grade and rarity. What collectors really hunt for are the deep cameo proofs, also known as DCM coins. These are proof strikes with an incredible contrast between the frosted design and the mirror-like background. A 1972 Eisenhower dollar in deep cameo proof 69 or 70 can reach astonishing values, sometimes selling for $5,000 or more. It's also worth noting that not all 1972 Eisenhower dollars are silver. Many people confuse the regular copper-nickel versions with the 40% silver San Francisco strikes. To check, you need to look carefully at the edge of the coin. If you see a solid silver edge with no copper stripe, you may have the real deal, and that could mean big money. The market for Eisenhower dollars has exploded in recent years. Once considered oversized and not very attractive for circulation, collectors now realize their historical significance and scarcity in high grade. This has pushed prices upward, especially for coins like the 1972 silver dollar. Another factor that adds value is the coin's place in history. The early 1970s were a time of major change in American coinage, and the Eisenhower dollar stands out as the last large-sized dollar intended for circulation. That alone makes the 1972 version more attractive to investors and collectors alike. Auction records have shown just how valuable this coin can become. In recent years, a 1972 Eisenhower silver dollar graded proof 70 deep cameo sold for over $10,000. That's a shocking return on a coin that originally cost just $1 when issued. Stories like these fuel the excitement of collectors who hope to discover a jackpot in their own collection. If you're lucky enough to find a 1972 Eisenhower dollar, the first step is to keep it safe. Don't clean it, don't polish it, and don't handle it without gloves. Coins lose value when altered, and professional graders can easily detect cleaning. Preserving the coin in its natural state is the best way to protect its maximum value. Another important detail to watch out for is packaging. Many of the 1972 coins were originally sold by the U.S. Mint in blue or brown boxes, depending on whether they were uncirculated or proof versions. If you still have the coin in its original mint packaging, it can bring an even higher price on the collector's market. What's truly fascinating is that the 1972 is a coin that appeals to both beginner and advanced collectors. Beginners can afford lower-grade silver issues for under $50, while advanced collectors chase those ultra-high-grade proofs worth thousands. This wide appeal ensures the 1972 dollar will remain valuable for decades to come. It's also a coin that connects multiple aspects of American history: presidential legacy, military honor, space exploration, and numismatic artistry. That combination makes it more than just a piece of money. It's a piece of America's story. And when you add the financial value, you have a coin that's both emotionally and monetarily powerful. So, the next time you're searching through your old coin collection, or maybe checking what your parents or grandparents saved from the 1970s, keep an eye out for the 1972 Eisenhower dollar. You might just discover a hidden treasure that could make you rich overnight. In conclusion, the 1972 Eisenhower dollar is far more than just a coin. It's a collectible treasure, a slice of history, and in rare cases, a jackpot waiting to be discovered. Whether worth $40, $400, or even $10,000, this coin proves that sometimes the most valuable treasures are hiding in plain sight. So keep hunting, keep learning, and you just might be the next lucky collector to strike silver and gold in the world of rare coins. Next up today, we're diving into the world of rare American coins, and our star of the show is the 1974 United States $1 coin. While many people overlook this coin as just another Eisenhower dollar, the truth is, certain rare versions from 1974 can fetch incredible amounts of money in today's market, sometimes even life-changing sums. If you have one of these in your collection, you might just be sitting on a hidden fortune. The Eisenhower dollar, minted from 1971 to 1978, was the first dollar coin issued by the U.S. Mint since the peace dollar ended in 1935. It honored President Dwight D. Eisenhower on the obverse and the Apollo 11 moon landing on the reverse, symbolizing both American history and achievement. The 1974 issue is especially important because it came just before one of the most famous rarities in U.S. coinage, the 1974 aluminum cent experiment. The $1,974 coin was produced at 3 different mints: Philadelphia, no mint mark; Denver, D mint mark; and San Francisco, S mint mark. While millions were struck, not all $1,974 coins are equal. Some carry special qualities that make them worth far more than face value, and that's where collectors' excitement begins. The most valuable $1,974 coins tend to come from the San Francisco Mint, which produced proof coins in smaller numbers. These proofs were struck with extra care, often with a mirror-like finish, intended for collectors rather than circulation. High-grade proof Eisenhower dollars from 1974, especially those with the desirable deep cameo designation, can bring in hundreds or even thousands of dollars at auction. But what truly drives the big money in 1974 dollars are errors and varieties. Coins with unusual minting mistakes, such as double dies, off-center strikes, or planchet errors, are extremely sought after. In some cases, these mistakes make the coin unique, and uniqueness in coin collecting almost always means a high price tag. Among the most famous and expensive Eisenhower dollar varieties are the so-called Type 1 and Type 2 reverse designs. While most collectors are familiar with these design changes in the bicentennial $1,976, earlier years, like 1974, also have interesting die varieties that set some coins apart. Spotting these requires a keen eye and sometimes magnification, but the reward can be worth thousands. One standout in terms of rarity is the 1974 silver Eisenhower dollar proof. These were struck in 40% silver, unlike the copper-nickel-clad coins made for circulation. Since silver content alone gives these coins intrinsic value, collectors often pay a premium. However, if the coin is graded by a top service like OR&GC at perfect condition, it can reach truly jaw-dropping prices. Another exciting area of the $1,974 is the mint state condition market. While it's true that millions of these coins were struck, very few survive today in pristine, untouched condition. Coins graded or higher are extremely rare, and when they come to auction, they often bring in 4 or even 5 figures. In other words, a coin worth just $1 in your pocket could turn into thousands in your bank account. Collectors also watch closely for strike quality. Because Eisenhower dollars were so large and heavy, they often suffered from weak strikes and bag marks during production. Finding a 1974 Eisenhower with razor-sharp details, no scratches, and full luster is like discovering a needle in a haystack, and that rarity drives the price way up. The record auction prices for 1974 Eisenhower dollars tell the story best. In recent years, pristine examples of the 1974 D and 1974 S have sold for more than $10,000 at major auctions. That's right. What was once a simple dollar coin now has the power to make someone rich overnight if they happen to own the right version in the right condition. Some collectors also chase after special presentation strikes and coins packaged in government-issued sets. The U.S. Mint released special collector editions of the Eisenhower dollar in the 1970s, and these original sets, when still sealed, can be worth a small fortune. The packaging alone helps verify authenticity, which adds to desirability. It's also worth noting the importance of coin grading services when it comes to value. If you believe you have a rare 1974 Eisenhower dollar, sending it to a grading service like OR&GC could be the difference between a coin worth $20 and a coin worth $10,000. Collectors want certified authenticity, and that certification boosts market confidence. Another interesting fact is that the silver-clad issues from San Francisco are sometimes overlooked. Many casual collectors assume these are common, but when you factor in condition, cameo contrast, and overall eye appeal, the number of high-end survivors shrinks dramatically. That scarcity is what fuels the high-end coin market. For those hunting for these coins today, the best places to look are old collections, estate sales, and even change jars. While circulation finds are rare, it's not impossible to stumble upon a valuable 1974 Eisenhower dollar that someone unknowingly spent decades ago. The thrill of the hunt is part of what makes this hobby so exciting. Investors have also taken note of the Eisenhower dollar's rising popularity. Once dismissed as too modern to be valuable, these coins are now being recognized as important pieces of U.S. coinage history. That means prices are climbing, and collectors who get in now may see even bigger returns in the future. One major tip: always check your coin's mint mark and condition before assuming its value. A worn $1,974 from Philadelphia may only be worth face value, while a pristine 1974 silver proof could be worth thousands. The difference lies in the details, and those details could make you rich overnight. It's also crucial to handle these coins carefully. If you think you have a valuable $1,974, never clean it or polish it. Cleaning a coin can destroy its value instantly. Collectors and grading services want original surfaces, even if they show toning or minor blemishes. The beauty of the 1974 Eisenhower dollar is that it connects American history, honoring a beloved president and celebrating the space age, with modern collecting excitement. It's a coin that has both sentimental and financial value, which makes it irresistible to many collectors and investors alike. So, if you come across a 1974 $1 coin, don't just toss it aside or assume it's only worth $1. Take the time to examine it closely, research its variety, and maybe even have it graded. You might just be holding a coin that can change your financial future in an instant. In conclusion, the 1974 United States $1 coin is more than just pocket change. It's a potential treasure. With rare varieties, silver proofs, era coins, and high-grade survivors all commanding incredible prices, the right 1974 Eisenhower dollar can indeed make you rich overnight. So keep your eyes open, because your next big discovery might already be sitting in your coin jar at home. Next up today, we're diving into the fascinating world of the 1977 United States $1 coin, also known as the Eisenhower dollar. This coin, while often overlooked in circulation, can hold tremendous value in today's coin market depending on its condition, rarity, and errors. The 1977 Eisenhower dollar was minted during a time when America was still celebrating space exploration, as President Dwight D. Eisenhower was honored on the obverse and the Apollo 11 moon landing was depicted on the reverse. This makes the coin not only a piece of currency, but also a slice of American history. When people think of dollar coins, they often assume they are worth just face value. However, the 1977 $1 coin can be worth much more, sometimes thousands of dollars, if you happen to have the right variety or condition. This is why collectors chase after them. Let's start with the basics. The 1977 Eisenhower dollar was minted in two main facilities, Philadelphia and Denver. Philadelphia coins bear no mint mark, while Denver coins feature a small D mint mark on the obverse. Both are collectible, but some are more valuable than others. In total, over 32 million of these coins were struck in 1977 at Philadelphia, and over 12 million at Denver. With such high mintage, you might wonder why they are valuable. The answer lies in condition, rarity of high-grade examples, and special errors that slip through production. Most circulated 1977 Eisenhower dollars are only worth around $1 to $3, which is not exciting. But in uncirculated condition, especially if graded or higher by ORNGC, their value jumps significantly. These high-grade survivors are the ones that can change hands for big money. For example, a 1977 Eisenhower dollar graded can easily sell for hundreds of dollars. Even though millions were minted, finding a perfectly preserved coin with no scratches, blemishes, or bag marks is extremely difficult. Now let's talk about proof coins. While regular 1977 Eisenhower dollars were made for circulation, the U.S. Mint also struck proof coins at San Francisco. These were sold directly to collectors and feature a mirror-like surface. Proof versions can command high values if they are in pristine condition. One of the reasons the 1977 Eisenhower dollar is valuable today is because collectors want to complete their Eisenhower dollar sets. Every date and mint mark matters, so high-grade examples of 1977 are in constant demand. Era coins from 1977 are especially exciting. Some have been found with double dies, off-center strikes, or even missing letters. These errors can transform a simple $1 coin into a collectible worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars overnight. Let's take an example. A rare 1977 Eisenhower dollar with a dramatic off-center strike recently sold for over $500 at auction. Imagine finding one of those in your change. That's why collectors always look closely at every detail. Another key factor is silver content. Regular 1977 Eisenhower dollars struck for circulation are copper-nickel clad, not silver. However, special collector's issues were made in 40% silver at the San Francisco Mint in other years. While 1977 did not have a silver version, some collectors mistakenly believe they exist, which adds to the mystique of the coin. The coin's design itself adds to its appeal. The obverse features a bold portrait of Dwight D. Eisenhower, the 34th President of the United States. The reverse showcases the famous Apollo 11 mission insignia with an eagle landing on the moon, one of the most iconic coin designs in U.S. history. Condition is everything when it comes to value. A circulated 1977 Eisenhower dollar may only bring a few dollars, but an uncirculated MS-66 or MS-67 coin can sell for several $100s. A top-graded specimen might even push past the $1,000 mark. Let's not forget about collector demand. The Eisenhower dollar series ran only from 1971 to 1978, making it one of the shortest-lived U.S. dollar coin series. This limited run increases interest, especially for coins like the 1977, which bridges the final years of the series. Auction records provide a clear picture of its true value. For instance, a 1977 D. Eisenhower dollar graded sold for nearly $2,000 at a heritage auction. That's a massive return compared to face value. So, if you have a 1977 Eisenhower dollar lying around, it's worth checking its grade and details. Even small differences, like a slightly better strike or fewer scratches, can mean the difference between $5 and $500. Coin grading companies like PCGS and NGC are essential if you believe you own a high-value coin. A certified grade adds credibility and dramatically boosts its market value. Collectors are willing to pay premium prices for coins that come with a professional grade. The 1977 Eisenhower dollar proves that even modern coins can be treasure chests waiting to be discovered. While most people spend them without a second thought, savvy collectors know their true potential. So, could a 1977 $1 coin make you rich overnight? The answer is yes, if you happen to own one of the rare high-grade or era varieties. Keep your eyes open, check your old coin jars, and who knows, you might be holding a small fortune in your hands. Next up today, we're diving into the fascinating world of U.S. currency, focusing on one specific coin that has been creating excitement in today's coin market, the 1978 United States American $1 coin. This coin may seem ordinary at first glance, but certain rare variations and conditions can make it worth serious money, potentially enough to make you rich overnight. The 1978 $1 coin is part of the Eisenhower dollar series, often referred to as the I dollar. It was the last year this series was produced before the U.S. Mint transitioned into the smaller Susan B. Anthony dollars in 1979. Because it marked the end of an era, the 1978 issue already carries a special place in numismatic history. At face value, the 1978 Eisenhower dollar is, of course, worth just $1. But as collectors know, the value of coins depends on far more than what's stamped on them. Factors like rarity, condition, mint mark, and errors can transform an everyday coin into a jackpot find. Let's first look at the basic details. The obverse of the 1978 Eisenhower dollar features a portrait of President Dwight D. Eisenhower, designed by Frank. The reverse shows the American eagle landing on the moon, a design that commemorates the Apollo 11 mission, one of America's proudest achievements. In 1978, these coins were struck at three mints: Philadelphia, with no mint mark; Denver, with a D mint mark; and San Francisco, with an S mint mark. The San Francisco Mint primarily produced proof versions of the coin, intended for collectors rather than everyday circulation. The Philadelphia Mint struck over 25 million pieces, while the Denver Mint struck more than 33 million. The San Francisco Mint produced around 3 million proof coins. With such high numbers, most 1978 Eisenhower dollars aren't rare in circulated condition. But the story changes when we talk about grade and errors. Condition is king in coin collecting. A 1978 Eisenhower dollar that has been heavily circulated may only fetch a few dollars above face value. But if you have one in pristine, uncirculated condition, especially those graded mint state 65 or higher by PGS or NGC, the value can skyrocket. For example, an ordinary circulated 1978 Eisenhower dollar might be worth $2 to $5, but in higher grades, such as MS-66 or MS-67, collectors are willing to pay hundreds of dollars. This is because very few coins survive without scratches, bag marks, or other flaws from the minting and handling process. Even more exciting are the proof coins struck in San Francisco. While many proof coins can be purchased for under $20, rare examples graded PR70D Cameo, absolutely flawless, have sold for hundreds and even thousands of dollars at auctions. Now, let's talk about error coins. This is where the big money lies. Error coins are mistakes made during the minting process, and they are always highly sought after by collectors. For the 1978 Eisenhower dollar, certain double die off-center strikes and planchet errors have been recorded. One of the most famous errors is the double die error, where the lettering or design appears doubled. A strong double die on a 1978 Eisenhower dollar can fetch thousands of dollars, depending on visibility and condition. Off-center strikes are another rare variety. If a $1,978 coin was struck incorrectly, so that part of the design is missing or misaligned, it instantly becomes a collectible oddity worth big money. The more dramatic the error, the higher the value, sometimes reaching several $1,000s. Then there are wrong planchet errors. If a 1978 Eisenhower dollar was accidentally struck on a smaller or different metal blank, it can be worth a fortune. Such minting mistakes are incredibly rare and always command top dollar at auctions. Auction history tells us the true potential of this coin. Some high-grade 1978 Eisenhower dollars have sold for over $5,000, especially when certified by PGS or NGC in near-perfect condition. Error coins, depending on rarity, have gone for even higher amounts, sometimes reaching well into the five-figure range. For collectors, this means that a simple coin you might find in your old change jar or inherit from a relative could be worth thousands if it has the right characteristics. That's why it's so important to carefully check and grade your $1,978. Certification is key when it comes to selling valuable coins. Professional grading services like and NGC verify authenticity, grade the condition, and encapsulate the coin for protection. Collectors are always willing to pay a premium for certified coins. The 1978 Eisenhower dollar is also a nostalgic piece of history. Being the last year of issue for the series, it represents the end of the large-sized dollar coin in circulation. That historical significance adds to its collectible value, making it more than just a piece of metal. So, while most $1,978 may only bring in a few bucks, the rare gems, those flawless proofs, high-grade mint state coins, and spectacular error varieties, are the ones that can truly change your financial future overnight. If you're lucky enough to own a 1978 Eisenhower dollar, don't dismiss it as pocket change. Thanks for watching, friends. If you enjoyed learning about the rare and valuable 1978 $1 coin, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more hidden treasures in the world of coins. Who knows, the next coin in your pocket might just make you rich overnight. Eye it closely. Look for mint marks, check for errors, and if it appears to be in pristine condition, consider sending it for professional grading. In conclusion, the 1978 US $1 coin has the potential to be a treasure hiding in plain sight. Whether it's a rare proof, a high-grade mint state, or a dramatic error coin, the value can be life-changing. So, keep your eyes open, check your coins, and you just might strike gold. Or in this case, silver-colored Eisenhower treasure. Thanks for watching, friends. If you enjoyed learning about the rare and valuable 1978 $1 coin, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more hidden treasures in the world of coins. Who knows, the next coin in your pocket might just make you rich overnight.